Well, hello guys, and here today on the Rusty Glovebox, what we're going to do today is we're going to upholster some door panels. This is going to be a layering system that I'm going to use on upholstering my door panels. For my base material, I'm using this hardboard, smooth on one side, kind of rough on the other. The hardboard, the thickness that I decided to use on it was 3/16. Not quite as thick as a quarter, a little thinner. You kind of have to be a little conscious on how long your window cranks and door handle studs are that stick out. You don't want to end up with something too thick and then you can't get your door handles to operate correctly. Some more components that I bought was 1/8 plywood, very thin, about as thick as an ice cream stick, but still flexible and a good base to mount my Landau foam on. What I'll do is I'll spray contact cement on here, glue my Landau foam to that, and then I'll sand the edges, and that gives it kind of a tucked or pleated look whenever I drape my vinyl over it. So after you take your plywood backer and then put your Landau foam on it, it's going to look something like this. And it's about a 3/16 to almost a 1/4 inch thick. But it's enough to give it just a little softness to the touch, but it's not just a big old pillowy shape up there. When you're planning your door panel layout, you kind of need to have something in mind what you're going to do. I'm going for the pleated look. Using this system, you'll be able to put a VW logo, you'll be able to put a blue oval, a bow tie, ram's head, whatever you want on your door panel. Boomerang, flame, anything goes. Well, here's my door panel, what it's going to look like. This is going to be the bottom part of the panel that I'm going to wrap with white vinyl, and it will mount here. These are going to be kind of my simulated pleats, and each one of those has the little thin plywood with the Landau foam over it. And what I did is I lightly sanded the edges. You have to do that by hand. You can't use a rotary type tool, because if you do, it will peel that Landau foam off. So just lightly sand it by hand. You don't have to push very hard. It goes pretty quick. One thing that you may notice is that I left a decent sized gap in between that, and the reason is when you roll your vinyl over that edge, it's going to take up some space. And so your gap's going to get smaller and smaller. So you don't want your panels too tight between them, because you're going to run out of space. This is the glue that I'm going to use. It's going to be more economical to use this type of glue instead of aerosol type. And this is made to install Landau foam and vinyl tops on cars, so it's a good quality adhesive and it shouldn't come loose. Some of those other aerosol type adhesives just don't have the holding power that this does. The way I'm going to And I'm using my Sharpie to rub that edge down. And what I'm going to do down here on the tail, staple it just so when I start pulling the vinyl tight, it'll have that to anchor it. Alright, my next piece of vinyl is a little different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the edge, get a nice straight edge going there. And that's what it looks like, and it really looks pretty nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the panel, and then when I come in and lay the skirt down, I'll show you what that'll look like. Well, we've got them all stuck across the front, the main pleat, and now what I'm going to do is prepare to pull the edges over and stick it. Need to put enough glue to get the job done, but don't get too carried away with it. You have big soupy mess that will take forever to dry. Well, I was going to show you, this is what we've got so far, and I think it looks pretty good. It wasn't real hard to get these pleats pretty even, and I've added some staples here at the bottom, then also on the back, just as added safeguard. What I'm going to do next is prepare this thin piece of plywood to go here on the bottom, and I'll have this piece of vinyl on the bottom down there with it mounted. Alright, well here we go. That is start to finish on how to upholster a door panel without having to sew a stitch. Well, alright guys, well that's all the basics on how to upholster a door panel without sewing a stitch, and I hope y'all found that interesting and useful. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. This is Rusty Glovebox. Thanks for watching, and I'm out of here.